Good morning and welcome to GrainTV. My name is Cody. This is Logan Burgess. Today is May 3rd, an export sales report day. But before we get into the numbers there, I know yesterday we traded down sharply across the board in the grain complex. Why was that, Logan?
Yeah, Cody. Well, in the early going, outside markets were not supportive to the grains yesterday. We saw crude oil selling off. We saw gold trading lower. The only thing trading higher on the board yesterday was that U.S. dollar index, and that's generally not going to be supportive to the U.S. grain complex here. It was really led lower, though, by fundamentals out of the wheat market. The winter wheat crop tour has just kicked off. We have field scouts reporting 53.6 bushels per acre is what they're projecting out of this crop. That compares to only 40 bushels per acre at this same time last year. So fundamentals really dragged the wheat market lower, both in Kansas City and in Chicago, and it kind of looked like corn and beans followed suit there.
Yeah, absolutely. Take a look at the wheat contract. You can tell by just looking back over time here that we were in a significant downtrend. We hit 613. Now we're looking at a daily chart, and we're looking at the July Chicago wheat contract. So each one of these bars represents 1 day of price activity. But we traded down to 613. We cupped over. We tested it again a couple weeks ago here, and then we tried to rally. And then, just in 1 day, really actually 2 days, all that price, all that positive gains we put into wheat was just erased, and we're now flirting with 613. This is the third time we're down here. I think there's a good chance we're going to break and we're going to go lower.
Yeah, I agree with you absolutely there, Cody. We see Chicago wheat trading up 3 right now, but I think it's a little bit of a dead cat bounce here after yesterday's hard sell-off. It's going to be important to watch this contract to the close. If you're a producer out there and you got to go work in the fields, follow us on Twitter. @GrainTV is where you can find us. We'll be tweeting about this wheat contract as we approach the close. Cody, big story, though, is that it is a weekly export sales report day. What are we seeing here? Are there any numbers coming out this morning that are going to lend support to this grain market?
Yeah, absolutely. I think corn in particular, this is a very positive number. If you look at the sales here, they were huge. We had 1.3 million metric tons in the old crop sold and 2.1 million metric tons in the new crop. We haven't seen that in a very long time. Take a look at beans. Beans came out actually above the expectations here. 598,000 in old crop and then 1.1 million metric tons in the new crop. Wheat was right around expectations, right in the middle of analyst expectations. But look at corn. Here we are in week 34. We're ahead of pace, 20 million bushels here, and we increased 17 as a result of that bar right there. Just take a look at it. That is a huge bar. The yellow line is what we need, basically the seasonality of sales here and what we project during this time to meet the USDA expectations. That was well above that bar, and it really moved us ahead. If you look at beans here, also ahead of pace, we're 31 million bushels ahead of pace, and we improved 6 million bushels as a result of the really nice old crop sales we saw this week right there. And it's just very positive for beans.
Yeah, I guess as we approach that May 10th USDA WASDE report, and we are ahead of pace right now for corn and beans. Do you anticipate the USDA upping export expectations in that report?
Yeah, I think beans is the big one that I'm looking at. But yes, I would expect them to raise their export forecasts for both commodities, but particularly soybeans. I mean, look at the seasonality here. What we need to meet the USDA expectations, is the yellow line. And I just think that bar is so low here, considering the fundamentals. The fact that South America has such a weak crop, and a lot of these sales are getting moved over to our books. I think the USDA is going to be forced to raise their export forecast for it.
Absolutely. Well, as we approach that WASDE report, we will keep you posted here on GrainTV and on Twitter. @GrainTV is where you can find us. That kind of wraps up our show here for Thursday morning. Thanks a lot for joining us on GrainTV. Have a great rest of your day.